So, okay, let's start the session. If anyone has any question, please send the question in the chat box. I will see and answer your query as well. So today, this is Muhammad Ali. I'm working as an IP product manager in Huawei, Pakistan. So I hope everyone, all of you are fine and doing great. I hope today's session will be interesting for you. I'll try to share much information with you. If you have any information about Wi-Fi 6, do share with me. Today, actually, I'm not here to share my knowledge with you. Actually, let's discuss and let's find the answer of the questions which we usually face when we met the customers, when we met the partners, or even being the customer. We have a certain type of queries that we are already running with a Wi-Fi, then why we need a new standard in Wi-Fi? So is it really that much faster that we are assuming that yes, Wi-Fi 6 is faster than Wi-Fi 5? Is it really? If yes, why? We as a solution, as a Huawei, the technology company, we have to prove it with the help of a technology. Yes, it's a faster. So if you have any query after the session, you can share with the Alina, and you can directly contact me over my email. My email is on your screen.
Yes, I highly recommend you to, you can go to this webinar post, which I already shared. I will share it again with everyone here in the chat box. And if you have any further questions on this topic, you can leave your comment there and you'll get an answer very fast.
Yeah, that will be great. Yeah. Okay. So first, let me share my professional background. I have 3+ experience as a solution designer in the ICT industry. I worked on the various projects, including the banking sectors, the government sector, the hospitality sectors, the ISPs. So now I am working as an IP solution designer in Huawei Enterprise Business Group. I am also working here as a technology trainer. I give training about SD-WAN. Hopefully we will arrange one session for you about the SD-WAN, the SD-LAN, the data center ADN, autonomous dual network. It's a new technology. It's a fast growing technology in the world of data centers and Wi-Fi 6. So my specialization areas are IP core, macro, campus, data centers, the all solution which Huawei presents as an enterprise solutions. So I worked over the all solutions. So I did my computer engineering. I have multiple industry leading certifications like HCIE, like I did the CCIA, I am HCIP and various HCIAs. So what will be in this webinar? Why it will be interesting for us? We will basically find the answer of 3 major questions which we face in daily life. Which anyone can ask us. If we met customer, he can ask us, and some customer also ask me. The answer of these questions are not typically or not exactly written in our slides or in our data material or in our presentations anywhere. These questions are actually many times asked some customers by me, that why I need to upgrade my network when I already have a Wi-Fi. Okay, yes, okay. When I convince him, okay, you need a new network in your network. Then his next question always is, he asks me next question, that then how it is different from Wi-Fi 5? How Wi-Fi 6 is faster than Wi-Fi 5? Okay, I do convince him, yes, you need a network upgradation. Then obviously he will ask me that why and how. So again, if we convince a customer, or being as a customer, why we choose Huawei, we will see that what are the benefits of Huawei solution as compared to the industry leading solutions. So the main agenda of this webinar will be, we will see the Wi-Fi 6 overview. Again, then we will see a short demo, like 4 to 5 minutes of comparing the speed of Wi-Fi 6 as compared to the Wi-Fi 5. Then we will do the question answer session, and in the end, Alina told us that we have to write the answers of the questions on the forum to win the prizes. So what will we cover in the presentation? We will see the overview and core technologies of Wi-Fi 6. We will try to find our all answers in the first portion. Then we will see the cutting edge technologies of AirEngine Wi-Fi 6 products, like Huawei products. And then we will see the success stories. The success stories are the key point which will give a customer the trust that yes, we are working fine, and we are leading the Wi-Fi industry as compared to the other vendors. So uh, first question we always comes to in our mind, that why we need a new standard in our networks or in our life when we are already working fine with a traditional network, or which is known as Wi-Fi 5. If I significantly discussed about 2010 or 2012, how much number of Wi-Fi devices we were using. Some years back, I was a part of an interesting webinar. So Steven, who is working as a principal analyst in global data, shared a very interesting fact. You know what was the fact? If you want to get into the digital business, our nowadays our like we always used to say that we are moving toward digitalization. It's also the symbol, it's also the key selling point of Huawei, that we are moving toward the digitalization. What So he said, if you want to get into the digital business, if you really want to change the relationship with your customers and change the relationship with your own employees and improve efficiency across the system, you need to start the change within the network. Now I started thinking that what we need to change in the network to do our relationship with the customers better, with our employees better. This is a very next question it came to in my mind when I was listening to that webinar. No, actually, I have let me if I currently take example of my like the room in which I am sitting, I have, let me see, 7 Wi-Fi enabled devices are currently running in my cabin. It includes the computers, the mobile phones, my tablet, even the Wi-Fi enabled AC and Wi-Fi enabled TV. So that's about a part. It's just a few things which I am like telling that running in my office. Even far more is running like in homes, hospitals, buildings, or malls, airports, public area, everywhere. According to the PERC Associates, it's an IoT market research or consulting firms in United States. Now look what he said. In 2017, there are average 9 Wi-Fi enabled devices in a home, in an ordinary home. So what do you think? The offices, building, hotels have even more devices. So now, what is the real basic problem? The real basic problem is the challenge to distribute the internet, the Wi-Fi to such a large number of gear devices. So okay, first we rectified the problem. Yeah, it's a problem to distribute the network to the large number of devices. So now let's take some examples of our daily life, which you and me often faces during our daily life. So have you ever been in an airport, mall, or in a hotel, or in or in a public place, an ordinary public place? What we do is, what happened with this, the Wi-Fi, the network is crashed when we connect our, for example, there is a marketing trend. When we go to some building, the airport, they started a free Wi-Fi for the customers, that yes, you can connect to the network to pass your spare time. So what happened is, the network crashed, or it is really really very bad. So what we typically do, what we normally do, we switch over WLAN to the 4G, like mobile network. Okay, so that is because of some of the inherited problems in an existing standard. So what will be the problem, we'll discuss later. But normally, typically, it's not about that speed is less, its speed is less, its connectivity problems. It has some problem with the existing standard. So let's take another example. If we ever go to the mall, and we will mobile phone is literally sat in our pocket, and after 2 to 3 hours, when we take the mobile phone from the pocket, what we see is our battery is drained dry without ever using it. Or after a shopping like in a mall for 2 3 hours, when we take a mobile out from the pocket to have the payment, and what we see is our battery is drained dry. So now where is the digitalization, if we are taking the concept and if we're moving towards the concept of free, like free money, like no paper money we will use, we will do the transactions like with the help of digitalization. So who is the silent battery killer when even we are not using the mobile? Sadly, more often than not, it's our Wi-Fi. An estimate is 8.4 billion devices are connected to the internet right now. That is even more than the world population. We see that the devices are there are a large number of devices which need to be connected to the internet. When we ever go to the malls, hospitals, building, public places, we see the frequent disconnects. We see our mobile batteries are drained dry. Even when sometimes we are sitting in the offices, the customer face, the and customers employees or the partner employees face that the internet connectivity is very bad. So if our connectivity is very bad, even in our offices, how will make sure to reply the customer emails on time? Obviously, it impacts our relation with the customers. So yes, we need a new standard in our life. All these examples convince us, yes, we have to do something with our network to solve these problems. So the answer of first question, we have found that we need a new standard in the Wi-Fi. The new standard is named as Wi-Fi 6. So today, our first question is clear. Yes, there's a new standard in Wi-Fi that is named as Wi-Fi 6. Actually, previously, its name was like 802.11ax. In October 2018, the Wi-Fi Alliance specified the naming convention for Wi-Fi standards, and 802.11ax was named as Wi-Fi 6. Okay. So as we see in an examples that there are a number of devices are very less in like in 2013, 29 and 2003 and 1999. And even if I talk about the 2017, 2018, and now we are in 2021. So yes, we need a new standard to entertain a large number of devices on our network. So Huawei is not only the seller or the distributor or a manufacturer of this product, of the Wi-Fi 6 products. Even Huawei has submitted more than 380 patents to set up this standard. So yes, we are at lead that because we worked a lot and we contributed a lot in setting up this standard. So today we got the answer of our first question that yes, that what is Wi-Fi 6? And again, why we need a Wi-Fi 6? We already discussed with the several examples that we need capacity. We need to entertain the large number of users. If we are entertaining the large number of users, obviously we need a greater bandwidth. We need a less latency uh, to use the latency sensitive applications like the virtual reality, the augmented reality, and the high definition 4K videos. Now, the third and very important question. Yes, you and me agreed. The customer agreed. The partner agreed. Yes, we need a new standard. And what is Wi-Fi 6? We got the answers. We know. Yes, I convinced him to change my network. I usually ask questions like, okay, which examples I discussed. Some customer are facing any example. So anyhow, I convince the customer on any point. So now his second question will be, what is Wi-Fi? What are the differences of Wi-Fi 6 as compared to the Wi-Fi 5? So there are four core technologies that are different in Wi-Fi 6 as compared to the Wi-Fi 5. The first one, it gives the large bandwidth. Why it gives the large bandwidth? Being an engineer or being a technologist, IT technologist, we must know that in Wi-Fi 6 we are using 1024 QAM coding. As compared to the Wi-Fi 5, there we were using the 256 QAM coding. We will discuss all these in details. And then Wi-Fi 6 gives us the high concurrency of connected user as compared to the Wi-Fi 5. So this problem solved us. So this feature solved us the problem of high concurrent users. It gave us a low latency because of the OFDMA special reuse. It gave us a low power consumption. It gives us a low power consumption because we introduced the technology of target wake up time on 20 megahertz only. So if I specifically talk about the large bandwidth, it gives us the speed up to 9.6 gigabits. That is 4 times the bandwidth we are achieving in Wi-Fi 5. Similarly, if we talk about the Wi-Fi 5, if we talk about the Wi-Fi 6, the maximum number of terminals connected on single AP was 1024, and it is also the 4 times of the number of concurrent users we connect using the traditional network. Again, for the latency sensitive application, we successfully achieved to minimize the latency to 20 millisecond. That is a reduction of 50% of the latency as we face the latency in Wi-Fi 5. Again, the low power consumption, the silent battery killer problem also resolved. We successfully achieved to reduce the terminal power consumption up to 30%. Again, now being a technologist, let's look on some of the features that depends on improving the bandwidth of the Wi-Fi, the network, the AP. In Wi-Fi 5, we have maximum of 4 transmitter and 4 receivers. You know, the data transmitter and receiver depend upon this number of transmitter and receivers. In Wi-Fi 6, it is like 8 transmitter and 8 receiver. That is twice of the number of the Wi-Fi 5. Okay. It is actually depend upon the special streams which are responsible for the transmitting and receiving of the Wi-Fi signals or the user's data. In Wi-Fi 5, there were 234 subcarriers. You know, the subcarriers is the carriers on which we modulate the data and take data from one point to another point. So the carriers in typical language, we can say that carriers who will take the data. In Wi-Fi 5, there were only 234 carriers, but in Wi-Fi 6, it's 980 subcarriers, which increase each special stream up to 5%. The data on each special stream, first we increase the special streams, and the data on each special stream is increased by 5%. So bandwidth. So to improve bandwidth, now we have discussed the 2 points which affecting the Wi-Fi rate. The first one is the number of transmitter and receivers. The second, the number of subcarriers. The third and very important is the coding scheme. You know, in university, like when we were in first or second semester, the professor taught us that what is the 256 QAM coding and what is the 1024 QAM coding. Actually, it's a modulation scheme, how much data is modulated at one time. So in Wi-Fi 6, we were using the 256 QAM coding, and in Wi-Fi 6, we were using the 1024 QAM coding. The rate of each special stream is increased by 25% by using this scheme. The fourth and very, very important point is in Wi-Fi 6, we were using the uplink and downlink multi-users memo, as compared to the Wi-Fi 5, which only support the downlink side multi-memo. Now, what will be the example of multi-memo? For example, in Wi-Fi 6, it only supports the multiple users data when it is sending the data to the users. It is known as like downlink side users memo, multi-input and multi-output is said. In Wi-Fi 6, when you are uploading the data, when you are sending the data, it also supports the multi-memo. So that also has a specific significant impact to improve the bandwidth of Wi-Fi 6. So how Wi-Fi 6 improves concurrent capacity? Again, it's a very important point. In Wi-Fi 5, we were using the OFDM technology, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. So, but in case of Wi-Fi 6, we were using the OFDMA technology. Now, if you can see on my screen that in Wi-Fi 5, the data is like there is a one line on along the x-axis, but if you see on the right side of the screen, there is the graph is divided into multiple x or y axis chunks. So in OFDMA technology allows multiple end users to ride the same frequency. You know, the one x-axis line is the one frequency, to ride the same frequency wave at the same time without interference. Now, if we are using the same same frequency wave by the multiple user at the same time, then there is no interference. We will discuss this later, that why there is no interference, how we differentiate the data for the different users. So now let's take an example how data flow. If you ever shuffled a deck of cards, or seen someone else to do it, data is transmitted in a similar ways. Each stream of data is kept distinct and it flows into the channel or sub-channels. This is how the multiplexing works. But in OFDM, each transmission was constant stream. For example, if the user one was using the data stream, the frequency stream, it has to use, no one can use the same frequency stream. That is why we have the limitation of concurrent users. So OFDMA transmission are set simultaneously up to 30 transmissions. Each wave we can set the 30 transmission in a single wave. That is the beauty of Wi-Fi 6, which we cannot achieve in Wi-Fi 5. So if how we reduce the network latency in Wi-Fi 6 as compared to the Wi-Fi 5. The first factor is we are using the OFDMA technology. Now let's take an example of how it reduces the latency. You know, for example, previously, some years back, we were passing through a bridge. There is a bridge between our office to home, and it is allowed to only pass a one passenger in one car in one line at a one time. Okay, so if the other car came on the same line, it has to wait for their turn. When the one car passes through the bridge, then other car will come. Exactly same the data flows in Wi-Fi 5. If the first if the user is riding the frequency, the certain frequency, the other user have to wait for its turn, then it will share its data. But if we talk about the Wi-Fi 6, that is using the OFDMA technology, how it works now. The government or the construction company has made a new bridge between our home and office. Now the multiple cars in a single lane can pass through the bridge. Now the very few cars, or even no car has to wait for their turn to pass the bridge, because the data is coming and it's going, the data is coming and it's going. So we do not have to wait. By using this technology, we have reduced our network latency. The second very important point, which I discussed on the previous slide, that the data is flow in a one frequency channel, but without interference, in the same frequency wave without any interference. How? Because of the BSS coloring scheme. We will use to each user, we will allot a certain colors, and with the help of a color, we can easily identify that yes, this data is of this user and this data belongs to this user. So we can avoid the interference. So again, the last problem which we were discussed in the common examples which we face, that when we go to the shopping mall or go to the office and our mobile is connected to their Wi-Fi or our on office Wi-Fi, or even at home, what we see is after some time our battery drain time, and even we are not using it, we were not sending data, we were not using social media, and we were not using the emails on the mobile. Then why? Then who is a silent battery killer? It's our Wi-Fi standard. In Wi-Fi 5, what happened is, for example, if the AP has a data, I'm not discussing how data comes to an AP. It's a network designing. So let's assume the data is on AP access point. Now the AP has to send this data to the end user, like you, me, our mobiles, our laptop. What it do is, it send a wake up call to all users. Okay, so yes, I have a data. Then it will rectify that yes, the data belong to home, and it sends the data. But in compared to the Wi-Fi 6, it only, with the help of BSS coloring scheme, it only identify the end user that yes, I have to send to data this specific terminal. It only send the wake up call to that terminal and send the data. With the help of this scheme, we have successfully reduced the terminal consumption by 30%. So so that is also a beauty of Wi-Fi 6 as compared to the Wi-Fi 5. Again, if I again go through the core technologies, so yes, what we have learned today, Wi-Fi 6 is better than Wi-Fi 5. How? Because of it gives us large bandwidth, because of 1024 QAM coding, it gives us the high concurrency, because of the OFDMA technology and uplink and downlink multi-user memo. It gives us a low latency because of OFDMA special is used. We have discussed in detail. We see from the picture that how it works. Again, it give us a low power consumption of the terminal because we have set the target wake up time. We have just discussed in the previous slide. So I hope that today our main agenda, that what is Wi-Fi 6, how it is better than Wi-Fi 5, why we need a new standard in Wi-Fi when we are already using a standard in our networks. So hope all these questions got clear from your mind, and now we can easily convince our customers, our partners, our bosses, our even managers that yes, we need to upgrade our network. because now we will start thinking about our network in a new way. That always when we see the disconnect problem, we always say, yeah, it will be an internet issue or whatever. But now we will start thinking from some other angle. Yes, it might be a problem with our Wi-Fi standard because of the large number of devices. We need a large bandwidth. We need the low latency, and and because of the silent battery killer. So now, okay, we are convinced. We all are convinced that yes, okay, we are ready to upgrade our network. We'll go to the Wi-Fi 6. Ready? Then why Huawei Wi-Fi 6? It's again an important question, and it's very difficult. To like convince the customer on this point that yes, to buy Huawei. Huawei AirEngine Wi-Fi 6 series products help enterprise build Wi-Fi 6 network without coverage holes, provide service with no waiting time, and get no packet loss during roaming. We give the highest performance in the industry, challenging the customer that okay, go to the Google and search and do the comparison between Huawei product and other product. We claim the highest performance in the industry. Our antennas are a smart antenna. We give the lossless roaming. We have the smart radio calibration. We do the joint scheduling through multi user memo and OFTMA, as we have discussed in the previous slide. The very important point, most of the industries, most of the manufacturer, most of the even the warehouses are moving towards the IoT applications or using the IoT devices. They do not need to buy the separate devices for IoT. We have the two built-in slot for IoT module. It also have a IoT expansion through the USB port. So we have a IoT chipset ready in our most of the APs, not all, most of the APs. Again, we are using the fastest network. All of the devices are connected. If we are using the Wi-Fi 6 now, again the very basic and very critical problem is of security. Yes, we are providing the security in our APs. Independent radio for scanning. We are giving the hardware encryption. Even now we can encrypt the data from our AP to wherever in the network, like firewall, the router, wherever it will flow. What will be the traffic flow? We are not discussing the traffic flows right now. Yes, we give the WPA3 protocol as compared to the industry. Now WPA3 is also using by some other vendors, but our core technologies are, we are giving the IoT expansion slots, we are giving the higher speed, where our MIMO is more than as compared to the industry. We are giving the smart antennas technology as compared to the industry. So here comes the Huawei Wi-Fi 6 product engine. It gives us the ultra high performance, 16 transmitter and 16 receiver. It gives us a multi-MIMO, downlink and uplink. It uses 1024 encoding, data rate up to 10.75 gigabits. It has 10G uplink. It is intelligent because of the smart antenna, because of the smart radio, dynamic turbo, and lossless roaming. It is not just a AP. It is a one shop for Bluetooth, RFID, Zigbee. Everything is ported in a single AP. If the customer bought this AP, the typical requirement of an enterprise user will be fulfilled by using a single AP. So let's discuss the key features of our AP. Let me share an interesting fact with you. You can see the design of this AP on the right top side of your screen. The design is actually is taken from the design of the airjet engine. It has water wave like micro air ducts as a cooling system of the AP. If you place an AP in a place where there is no cooling, no issue. Our AP has a fins like the airjet. It can adopt the cooling system as the airjet engine do. So it is a perfect mixture of aesthetic and high technology built in IoT card slot and flexible IoT expansion. Again, the key feature two of our Huawei product is we give the more transmitter and receiver as compared to the industry. Industry has still achieved the 12 transmitter and 12 receivers, but we have successfully achieved 16 transmitter and 16 receiver. There, people used to say, for example, if we invent something and we worked a lot in manufacturing and creating a something, even if we worked as a developer and the code is written by you, me, so we always who did this, who write this, always is on the top as compared to the other people who try to understand the working of the other one. So same is in Wi-Fi. We worked a lot in setting up the standard. That is why we are on the top. The other are following us. Okay, so that is why they are far behind us in the technology of Wi-Fi 6 as compared to the industry. So it gives us the 1.3 times greater special streams as compared to the industry. It's on your screen. We can claim from our data sheets. We can take the competition data sheets and show to the customer that yes, we are on the top. We give the effective bandwidth 2 times greater as compared to the industry. Industry had maximum achieved of 8 transmitter and 8 receiver at the frequency of 80 megahertz. But we have received the 8 transmitter and 8 receivers on the high frequency of 160 megahertz. It's unachievable for the industry, but we have achieved. Again, this is a this if I am the customer, I got convinced by using this point. Why? Let's discuss. Huawei APs use a smart antenna technology as compared to the industry. Yeah, it's the graph you can see on your screen. It's a narrow beam, the long coverage as compared to the industry. So why I got convinced if I went go to from this point, or if I read this point, if I have a room, I have to place the 6 APs of the other vendor. But as you and me will claim that Huawei smart antenna will use that Huawei APs use a smart antenna that give us a long coverage as compared to the industry by 20%. It means we will place the less AP as compared to the industry. So it will save our cost. So at this point, the customer will got convinced. Yes, okay, let do the POC and let give me the Wi-Fi APs. Yeah, you are cost saving and your solution is leading as compared to the industry. The very important point, the fourth key feature, uh, the fourth key feature of our Wi-Fi network. Okay, so we bought a network, we placed in our we bought upgraded network like Wi-Fi 6, we placed in our office, and now the issue is if some fault occurs, yeah, it's a natural thing. There's the faults occur due to certain problems. How to locate the fault? How to locate a fault? What we typically do is our engineers start working and find out the ways that okay, yeah, this is a problem. Okay, we start troubleshooting from the CLI and whatever the means. It takes for even a typical problem takes a 4 hours to for the resolution. But with the help of Huawei AI powered, artificial intelligence powered service experience assurance by iMaster NC Campus Insight or iMaster NC Campus, its main characteristics, its main ability, its main feature is it detect the fault in 1 minute, it locate the fault in 3 minutes, and it rectify in 5 minutes. It all will be the automatically because of the artificial intelligence. We are not giving in the I'm not going into the depth that how artificial intelligence work and how fault got rectified. It is a reality that fault got rectified. It gives us a self healing. Again, it is just one management job. You and me will always prefer to go to the mall or the market where we can buy all of our things, all of our necessities thing from a single shop. So yes, iMaster NC is a single shop. It gives us the animus, it gives us the controller, yeah, it gives us the SDN layer. It has analyzer that is based on artificial intelligence. The very very important, it also has an SD-WAN characteristics inbuilt. So there is I challenge you, I bet you can even challenge your bet customer. There is a no solution in the industry which give all this functionality with a single controller. If we are, I will try to arrange some more session for you that we will see that how the single controller handle all these things. That's again a very interesting topic, and we'll try to arrange a session webinar with you, for you. So again, Huawei has so again the success stories, the very important factor to convince the customer that yes, we are better and we have deployed Wi-Fi network in many of the customer and our network is running smoothly. Huawei has been put into large-scale commercial use across the cities and the regions, including Latin America, Africa, Middle East, Asia, Pacific. Even we have done 800 plus projects. We have sent 250K plus shipments throughout the world. If you can see on the left bottom of the screen, Huawei shares is 39%, which is the biggest share in the Wi-Fi industry as compared to the market. So we have the large examples of Saudi Telecom. They have successfully upgraded their network to Huawei, Huawei Wi-Fi 6. IGNI Fibricom in Belgium. Hong Kong International Airport is upgraded. All these examples I have given to you that yes, these customers have the pain point. So let's find the customers in like mall customers, hospital customers, airport customers, like offices customers, and pitch them our Wi-Fi 6. Hopefully, they might have the issues which we have discussed. We will discuss these issues. They will be educated and they will be interested to upgrade their network. And the very important information that Huawei recognized as the customer choice for both wired and wireless LAN infrastructure as per January 2020 peer insight report by the Gartner. Gartner is a pro-American, but due to our success, they also has to claim that yes, Huawei is on top. So again, we have see the theory. Yes, we are claiming that okay, Huawei products are good. We are fastest. What are the issues? Let's see a small lab test to see that yes, Huawei Wi-Fi is better as compared to the industry products or as compared to the Wi-Fi 5. Let me share my screen. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Actually, this is a demo lab. This is a demo environment which we have set up to test the Wi-Fi 6 speed is greater as compared to the Wi-Fi 5. So you can see on my screen what is the scenario is. There are the two APs which are placed side by side. As you can see on the screen, the AP model is 706 ADN because we have this AP, so we have used just use this AP to test the speed. Actually, in the current scenario, we have now many upgraded models. So we have two servers. The one is the standard. The one is a server, and one is the client. When we'll send the traffic, another will receive the traffic. Obviously, the request will be initiated by the receiver end, like the client end, and the server will send the traffic, and we will check the speed, and we will see that yes, Wi-Fi 6 is giving the better speed as compared to the Wi-Fi 5. Now on the right top of the screen, you can see some stats that ideal data rate is 4.8 gig on 80 megahertz in Wi-Fi 5. It's ideal in Wi-Fi 6. It's ideal rate, but in actually we can achieve up to 3.5 gig. It's a reality because there's a lot of like air interference and there are a lot of many issues which depends to decrease the speed. Ideal, but this is just a lab environment, so I have the lab environment of first point, but ideally for Huawei, ideal data rate is 9.6 gig on 160 megahertz with the AP of 8760, but in reality we achieve the 7.6 gig. So so this is a scenario which we have discussed. What we do is we have created two VLANs like VLAN 40, which is integrated with the AP2 to the receiver end, the test server 2. This is a direct VLAN. Both devices are on the same VLAN. Again, if we specifically talk about the test server 2, it is connected to the switch, and these APs are placed side by side as I've discussed earlier with you. AirEngine, the Wi-Fi 6 AP1 is connected to the test server 1. These all devices are connected to the switch. The switch is on layer 2. The ports is also mentioned on your screen. So the switch is just on the layer 2 because I do not want that VLAN communicate with each other on the switch level. So both switch have different ports. It is on layer 2. the traffic is directly when test server 2 initiate the traffic, it comes directly to the AP2, and when the test server 1 initiate the traffic, it comes directly to the AP, and AP will communicate between each other. That is the scenario of our lab, which we will do to check the testing. Yeah, let's do open the iPerf and we'll see that. Yeah, okay. So one thing more, the band is 5 gigahertz and bandwidth is 80 mega. So 80 megahertz is the bandwidth, and we are using the bandwidth of 5 gigahertz. So again, just as I discussed, let's see the speeds of the AP. Okay, so this is our like VMware. We have created two virtual machines. One is the name of receiver and one with the name of the sender. So I will open both files simultaneously as a sender and the receiver. Actually, both are the VMs we have created to test. Let's create the receiver end. It's a receiver. Let's add the sender end. Let wait. Open. Okay, so let's open side by side to the both. I've mentioned the name of Wi-Fi 6 as sender and Wi-Fi 6 as receiver. Let me show you the transcript we have written for the sending and receiving end of the files. So we will see first. Let wait. It's Wi-Fi 6 sender. Okay, let's wait. Wi-Fi 6 sender. Okay, so the sender has 10 session. Why we created 10 session? That iPerf has the limitation of maximum data we can send of the 500 Mbps. So we have created the 10 session. That is why we will be able to successfully create the speed of like 5 into 10, like 5 mega, because we want to test the traffic of because we discussed that we will claim the traffic of 4.5 gigabit in reality, an ideal scenario, but we will achieve like 3 point something speed. So these are the port numbers which are mentioned in all these sessions. So what we do is what typically we do is the receiver always initiate the request for the sessions. Like you and me will ask the server to send us the data, and server will start sending of the sessions. So let's start the data and see that how the data transfer between the two servers. Okay, so we server initiate listening on port 5009, the first session. All these 10 sessions have started. Now let's start this one, and you know it has initiated the request and it is sending the request. So you can check the screen, you can check the speed of your data transmission. It's like like let's go to the uh, task manager and open the speed. You can see the speed will be like 3.5 gigabits, which we have just discussed, that in reality the speed will be not the 4.5. It will be like ideally it must be like 4.5, but it is 3.5. Yeah, that is the reality. So what we claim we cannot achieve the 100%. There always will be a gap. It is due to some reasons like the interference of the air, and the many things come here. We are not going into the discussion. Like these all standards are set by the IEEE. You and me, these limitations are not because of our product, it's because of the nature and environment. So that's all for this demo. Let me share my screen back for the presentation. So that's done. Alina, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
it's yes, I can hear you. It's hand over to you. Please
Yes,
explain.
thank you, thank you. For those of you who are new to these sessions, I just want to make a quick introduction of the Huawei Enterprise Support Community, which is hosting this live webinar. I recognize many of our members already here in the webinar. Thank you for joining today's session as well. Just to quickly let you know what our community is about, this is the technical community for all Huawei Enterprise products, solutions, and certifications. We already have over 220,000 members, including engineers, partners, customers, experts, and so on. We have an extensive knowledge base with over 60,000 posts that you can learn from. Our average solution time for technical issues is under 24 hours, which means that if you have a technical issue and you post it in the community, you'll have a solution in under 24 hours and you'll get a reply in under 2 hours. We also have a public recognition and reward system for the most active members. We have the Elite Users Program, which includes multiple roles which you can take in the community. We have the Hall of Fame, which presents you the most active and outstanding members of the community. High coins, which are the internal currency of our community, which you can use in exchange for buying different rewards in the online shop. And in the online shop, we have different redeemable gifts, which includes gift cards, vouchers, and sometimes even physical products such as smartphones, smartwatches, and so on. We also have monthly activities with rewards and webinars like this one. And for all of these activities and webinars, we also have different prizes. So aside from the learning part, which is the most important for us, we also have the rewards part, which we are hoping that makes your experience in our community even more appealing and attractive. This is the link to our community. If you don't have an account already, I highly recommend you to register an account as soon as possible, because in order to participate in the activities we have every month, you need to have a registered account and you need to be logged in first. So in case you have registered an account yet, please do it as soon as possible. And Muhammad, if you can switch to the next slide, please. Thank you. So for today's session, this is the post in the community. For those of you who joined this session a bit later, I will share the link again. I have some important information to share with you now at the end of this presentation. First of all, this is the link. Here I will update the 3 questions which will follow, and you can answer the questions in the forum by leaving a comment under this post, and you get a chance to win one of the gift cards. As I said in the beginning, for today's session, we have prepared a different activity for those of you who also attend the live meeting. I think it's important to reward those of you who are also here in the live meeting. Just so you know, only external users can be rewarded. So unfortunately, we cannot reward Huawei employees. This is very important to know. And for today's live session, I have a few steps which you need to follow. We will choose 5 of you, the ones who attended the live meeting, to receive $20 Amazon.com gift cards. So please pay a bit of attention now. The first step is please make sure that you are logged in the community. So the activity is, of course, for those of you who are members of our community. So if you have an account, please make sure that you are logged in. This is the first step for the reward session. If you don't have an account yet, I will let you create it now. In a few minutes. It doesn't take more than 1 or 2 minutes to create an account. So this is the first step. Please go to the community and make sure that you either create an account or log in. This is the first step. As I said, this is the activity which we have created especially for this live session. We want to reward you for joining our live meetings, and from now on, I think this is how we are going to proceed. It's important for us to have you here in the live session as well, because we want you to interact with our presenters, ask questions, and that's why we are also rewarding you for attending the live meeting. So as I said, this is the first step. You need to register or log in first. The second step for winning in this live session is that you have to send me here in the chat box your username or nickname in the forum. If it's not clear for you which one is the nickname, which one is the username, I can show you. You need to go to your profile in the community. What you see in the blue letters is basically your nickname. What you can see under it, it's your username. So please send me a private message here in the chat box with your username or nickname or both of them. I just want to make sure that those of you who are attending this live session have a chance to win. Okay, I will share my screen just for a bit, and then I will send it back to. I will let Muhammad take over again. Can you see my screen now? Yes. So I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So as you can see, this is my profile in the community. This is my nickname, and this is my username. You can send me each of this, or ideally you can send me both so that I can know for sure that you are the one who should be selected for the rewards. So this is the nickname. This is the username, just like it says here. Okay, so please send me in the chat box your nickname and or your username. You can send me a private message. We can save the chat, and I will know exactly who has been attending this live session. I know that some of you cannot attend. Maybe it's because of the time. Maybe you have other things that you need to tend to for your work. But we are just trying to reward those who are in the live session and also those who are in the forum Q&A. I think it's the best for everyone. I will stop sharing my screen now. Okay, I've started receiving some usernames and nicknames. Thank you all. So those of you who are attending this live session or will be selected to win in this live session cannot be selected for the forum Q&A session as well. So you cannot win twice for the same webinar. Thank you all for sending me your usernames. You can continue sending them to me, and this is how I will know that you have attended the live meeting. And thank you very much for doing so. Thank you. I'm seeing your messages, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate that you are still here at the end of our live webinar. And now I will kindly ask Muhammad to share your screen again so that we can also present the 3 questions which will be posted in the forum. The 3 questions at the end of the PPT. Okay, so just before we present the questions, I just want to make sure that that it's clear for everyone which one is the nickname, which one is the username. As I said, you can either send me just one of them or both, ideally both, because this way I can know for sure that you are the one who participated in the live Q&A session and that you are the one who attended this live webinar. So when we announce the winners, we will announce all the winners in the forum post. So just so that you know, I will share once again the webinar post, because it's important to know that. Let me share it. Okay, so this is where we will announce the winners. So please, no, please don't share the answers here. in order for the answers to be taken into account, they need to be replied in a comment under this post. I sent you the link in the chat box, as you can see it, and you can reply these 3 questions there. So please reply on the forum, because the answers here will not be taken into account. Thank you, Bashir. Thank you. You are right. The answer should be shared in a comment under that post. So now, Muhammad, can you please present the 3 questions? After you will present the questions, I will update this post and I will add the questions in the post as well. But first, I will let you present them here. I think it's the fairest to do so. So please, if you can present the questions. Okay.
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 So we have 3 questions, as Alina told us. The first question is, Huawei has submitted how many proposals to set up the Wi-Fi 6 standard? It's a very basic question. We must know this answer in order to see that how much information we have about the Wi-Fi 6 and about the Huawei.
Can you please tell us if this is a single choice or multiple choice?
Yeah, this is single choice question, because the proposals, it's a single choice question.
Yes.
That how many proposals we have submitted. We have to select the one option between the 240, the 318, the 330, and 418.
Yes.
Okay. So now we have question 2. The question 2 is, it is a true false question. 256 QAM coding is used in Wi-Fi 6. That is why it is faster than Wi-Fi 5. We have to select either it's false or either it's true. It's up to us. The third question is, Huawei AI-enabled WLAN analyzer is known as A, iMaster NC Campus, B, iMaster NC Fabric Inside, C, iMaster NC Campus Inside, and D, none of the above. It's all again a single choice question. We have 2 single choice questions and 1 is true false. We have to write the answer of 3 questions on the form as Elena told us earlier, and she has also told us the steps that how to answer, the how to register, and it's over to you, Elena.
Yes. So yes, you can go back to the first question. We can present the 3 questions again. And after that, don't worry, the questions will also be added in the forum, so you will find them again there. And now, please, if you have any more questions for our presenter, this is the time to ask them. This is the opportunity you can use to ask any questions you might have on this topic. If you don't have any more questions, I would like to present you an activity which we are currently having on the forum, which was just launched today. But I will present it after you see the 3 questions again, one more time. So this is the first question. Abdul Samed, which question you want to see again? All of them or just one? Okay. So this was the first one. Second question. And third question. And Muhammad, I see that we had a question a bit earlier. I'm not sure if you saw it. Yes, there are three questions. I will send the question here again in the chat if you can take a look. And Bashir, if you are still here, are you still here? Yes, you are still here. I will unmute your microphone. Hi, Bashir, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, Alina. I can hear you.
Hello. Do you still have any question left over?
Yeah, I got one question, but I think it was already a part of the question, which is a part of the presentation. So it's
Okay.
better not to answer. Okay.
Okay.
So thanks
Understood.
again. It was a it was great session. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Mohammed Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The way in which you need to reply the question is very easy. You just leave a comment under the post I already sent a few times here in the chat box. If you want, I can send it again. So this is the post where you need to go. You need to leave a reply under this post, and you need to leave the answers in a comment. How you can do it is, for example, you can write question 1 and then the answer, question 2 and then the answer, and so on. So please leave all the answers in the same comment. Just make sure that you mention which question you are answering. So question 1, and you leave the letter which contains the correct answer. Are there any more questions? If there are no more questions, I would just like to quickly present you a new activity we have. The reason why I want to present it is because it's also related to Wi-Fi 6. Okay. Okay, thank you. So now I will just share my screen quickly. Okay. As you can see, I'm uploading the questions here. Okay. So here it is, the new activity we are having on Wi-Fi 6. The activity contains 2 major steps. First, you need to subscribe to the Wi-Fi 6 collection we have here in the forum. So all you have to do is click on this button and subscribe to the collection. The second step is that you need to go through these 5 posts, which are all related to Wi-Fi 6, of course, and you need to answer the 5 questions in order to get rewards. So if you are interested in Wi-Fi 6 in general, I highly recommend you to participate in this activity as well. The steps are very easy. You need to subscribe to the collection and reply these five questions, and we will have these rewards. So 5 winners will win 20 Amazon gift cards, and we also have some high coins for 2 lucky winners. So if you are interested, you can join it. It just started today and it will last until September 25th, as you can see here. So if you're interested, go for it. This is the link to the activity here in the chat box. So if you want to attend this activity, you can attend it. Okay. If there are no more questions, I would just like to thank everyone for being interested in this topic. I want to thank you, Muhammad, for hosting. I think it was a great presentation. And I hope that maybe we will have a future session, why not, which is related to this topic.
Yes. So thank you, Lina. It's also a wonderful experience for me to talk to you people. My email was mentioned. If you people have any query, any issue you want to listen from us, any topic if you want if we have to present, please share your queries with Alina, and we will also set up the follow-up sessions with you. So yes, it's a great time with you people. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. So if you have any related topics which you'd like to see in a future webinar, you can contact me or you can leave a comment under this post, and you can share your feedback and let us know which topics you are most interested in, maybe depending on what you are working with on a daily basis, or maybe new technologies which you want to know more about. So your feedback is very important to us, so please share it and let us know which topics we should cover in the future sessions we will have. Thank you all for attending. Thank you for your time and for your interest. And stay tuned for more activities and live webinars as you are used to. So I hope you all have a great day, evening, depending on where you're from. Thank you again. And I hope to see you soon in the future sessions we will have, and also in the forum. So thank you. It was a lovely meeting. Goodbye, everyone. Have a lovely day ahead.